All right, well, welcome back everyone to the second video of this new video series that we're doing, where we're just giving trading tips, life tips, financial tips, just mindset stuff. But in today's video, last video we talked about the power of 1 to 2 trades a day and staying consistent and staying disciplined, and really using that philosophy to keep you profitable, right? To keep the profits that you already have in your account. So this next philosophy that I'm going to share with you guys is a big one, and I think until you really have this one dialed in, you're never going to be successful as a trader. So grab a notepad. This is a very, very important topic, and the topic for today's video is going to be why you need to treat trading like a business. And the reason you need to really treat trading like a business is because it is one, right? It really is one. Now, I want you guys to think of two things, right? You have hobbies and then you have businesses, right? Now, most hobbies that I know of, that I've participated in and I still do participate in, those typically cost me money. I usually never make money with my hobbies. It's just a fun thing that I like to pour into and put money in and have fun, right? That's what a hobby is. Now, a business is something that we treat serious, that we invest into, that we really put an emphasis on making the right decisions, right? So there's a very, very fine line between gambling and trading. And I think unless you have a true edge that you actually have sample size data on, that you've tested out for a couple months, unless you have that, you're just gambling. And the truth of the matter is 95% of traders are gambling. 95% of traders have no idea what they're doing when they approach the markets every day. It's just that the numbers say it all, right? 95% of traders fail. Why? I think because they treat this like a hobby. They treat this as a get rich quick thing, and they don't take the time to get serious about their trading, right? And when I mean take the time about to get serious, is really just taking the time to find a system, to find a mentor. Like, if you're really going to do this and you want to take money from these markets long term, then don't you think that's going to require some study? Don't you think that's going to require some commitment? Don't you think that that's going to require some sacrifice? Don't you think that that's going to require really beginning to take this thing serious? So a lot of traders just wake up in the morning, they open up their charts, and they just look to trade. Do you have a system, right? Do you have a routine? Do you have a philosophy? What are you bringing to the table when it comes to trading? Because trading is hard enough with a system, with edge. So without that, I cannot see one being profitable. I really can't. So what does that mean? Trading like a business. That means you have business hours. That means you have business rules. That means you have business investments. That means when you take a loss, at the end of the day, you're going to have business expenses, right? That means that you begin to play the probability game of trading versus the get rich quick game of trading. So what I mean by that is, once you begin to take it serious and you find a system, meaning you find edge in the market, a strategy, something that works well, and works well not only in the markets, but works well in terms of your personality, right? I think a lot of systems really work, but not a lot of personalities match the system. So once you find a system that matches your personality, it's over. Now that's where you're actually on solid ground. And once you're on solid ground, that means that you could begin to collect data. And collecting data is the most important piece of trading. I know most people don't look at it that way. They don't journal their trades. They don't study their trades. And that's why they never get anywhere. But if you want to be like myself and some of my friends who are pulling thousands and thousands of dollars from the markets every month, then this is just something you're going to have to adapt into your trading. So once you begin to sample size, come up with a playbook, right? And then begin to collect the data in that playbook, now you're going to get probability. So you have to execute flawlessly on the business plan, right? in order to get the business probability. Once you deviate, you screw the numbers up. Once you deviate from your system, you mess up the probabilities and you no longer have any sort of accuracy on the numbers that you should expect. So what you're gonna need to do first and foremost, get your playbook, understand what setups you're looking for, sample size those setups for, I would say 50 to 100 trades. And then after 50 to 100 trades, you will have some sort of data to look at. You will have a win rate, you will have a probability rate, you will have something that you can accurately base your trading off of, right? So that means that at the end of 100 trades, you may have a 70% win rate, you may have a 50% win rate. Whatever it is, now you know what you can expect if you run that play over and over and over again. So think about it this way. Every single trade is completely random, meaning the outcome of the trade, the next trade in front of you, has a complete random outcome, right? Mark Douglas said it best. Each individual trade is completely random, but the outcome of over, let's say, 100 trades is not random. So that outcome is predictable. And again, that goes back to studying your probabilities, journaling your trades. If you don't even journal, you don't even have probabilities. If you don't have probability, then how can you ever develop the probability mindset, which is 100% a necessity to win long-term in trading, right? So you got to understand, you got to get your probabilities so that way you can trade with a probability mindset. Now, what's a probability mindset? A probability mindset is knowing that the next 1, 2, or 3 trades in front of you, the result of those trades are completely random. They could be winners, they could be losers. You could do everything just right. You can have your best setup show up, and that very next trade in front of you could still be a loser, right? Now, that doesn't mean to go change your strategy and deviate from your plan. We already know, hey, we have a 70% win rate. So that means out of 100 trades, we should win 70 and we should lose about 30. So if those losers are supposed to be in there, why would we ever get upset when they show up? It just doesn't make sense. We're still running our business plan. So as we begin to do this, I want you guys to wrap in this video up real quick. I want you to think of this mentality. You have a trade. The outcome of that trade is completely random. But if everything lines up and it fits your strategy and your system, as a business owner, you have to take that trade. Now again, the result of that trade is completely random. It could be a winner, it could be a loser, but what we do know is at the end of 100 trades, that you will have won 70 of them and you will have lost 30. So every trade you take, don't worry about the outcome. It's gonna fit into 1 or 2 categories. It's either going to be a winner or a loser, right? But we know, again, especially with my win rate, I have a 70% win rate. I know that out of every 100 trades, 70 will be winners, 30 will be losers, and I know what to expect as a business owner in terms of results if I follow the game plan, right? So this is what will help you not get upset, not quake, not revenge trade, not overtrade when you take a loss, because at the end of the day, some of those losses deserve to be there. Now, if you broke your business plan and you broke the system and you took a loss, that's something that you really have to talk to yourself about. That's something that you have to say, hey, I can't be messing up like this anymore. Otherwise, my business won't succeed, right? But if it's a good loss, meaning everything checked the boxes, everything lined up according to your system, and you just happen to lose, it's a-okay, it's a business expense, and it's on to the next trade. All right, so treat your trading like a business, develop a business owner mindset and mentality. That way you can focus on building something long-term, getting paid long-term, instead of just focusing on the trades that are right here, right in front of you, getting all happy if you win, getting all upset if you lose. We never, and I mean we never ever get excited about our winners. We never get sad and dwell on our losers. We understand the probability mindset. Win, lose, or draw, it's always on to the next best trade. So I hope this video helped. I want to try and keep these videos short. If there's any recommendations in terms of videos that you guys want to hear from these car chats, then let's leave a comment below with the topic, and I will most definitely hit it on the nail next time. So love y'all. Hope you guys are having a great weekend, and it's going to be a big week in the markets. Let's go out and get it.